Hi everybody, I'm Grant Gilchrist. I'm the instructor for this Math 105 online session during the second session of spring semester 2016. This will be my first time teaching a class at Lane, at NCU. I used to teach at Lane. My first class at NCU, I've taught online classes at Lane Community College. I teach classes right now at Marist High School. I teach high schoolers full-time there. But I'm looking forward to getting to know the NCU system and working with all of you on this math class. If you have any questions at any time about anything, I just want to start with this. Always feel free to send me an email. Questions about homework, questions about how to make the Beacon learning system work for you, or where to find things or how to do things. I work pretty hard to post things in a few separate places so that if you need to find something, it's in more than one spot. I'm hoping things as they follow kind of a weekly format are pretty clear. But if you ever have a question, please feel free to email me. If you want to give me a call and set that up, I can give my phone number. We can pick a time to chat on the phone as well. I'm going to just quickly kind of cover the basics of how we start and what'll be covered in the class. I'll let you get going with all the stuff you have in this first week of the class. Math 105 covers non-algebraic topics in math primarily. Non-algebraic meaning you're not going to be solving for x all the time. And it's a topic in math that covers things that aren't in sort of the traditional trajectory of a math class. Usually we do algebra, geometry, algebra 2, pre-calc, trigonometry, calculus. And that's sort of your typical high school approach to handling, well, high school into college, really through college approach to handling mathematics, which covers a very important but very specific region of math. And we're going to find some other things. We cover logic, which is a wonderful way to determine what we can or can't assume is true or is contradictory, how to determine if an argument is, well, a good argument, basically, if something can be believed or not. Sets and counting in some pretty fundamental but important ways. Geometry, probability, statistics, and finance are all topics that we'll hit in this class. Each unit takes about its own week, so the units have their own week breakdown. Each unit has its own sections you'll read from the book, and you'll cover and go through and do the examples that they have for you. The homework that you'll be assigned is typically due on Sundays. That can change a little bit, but Sunday evenings by 11:55, which is the closest we can get to midnight on Moodle without actually going to midnight. Sorry, I said Moodle, and I guess it is Moodle run, but it's Beacon Learning. So homework is due on Sundays, so you can have the week to work on it or the weekend, whichever works better for your schedule. The nice thing about online schedules or online classes is they can work into your schedule the best way you can make them fit. And the hard thing about it is you spend a lot of time where you think you're teaching yourself, trying to read the book and do examples and fight through things, and that can be a daunting task, especially if it's the first time that you've done it. I hope you find that there's videos that are going to be attached to these chapters that I actually haven't made, videos that another professor who's taught the class before made, and I think they're pretty good, so I figured I'll just use his. But as you watch them, treat it like you're a student, maybe take notes, have out paper, and write down problems. The nice thing about videos is you can pause and you can rewind, so you can hear something again or see something done twice, or just pause to take a moment to write down your thoughts or collect what it is that you've heard or seen. So viewing the videos you have that way is good. I think the book you have does a good job of explaining through the examples if you actually read through it. A lot of times you can skim books to get out the stuff that you need, but I think you'll find with a math book, reading the introduction, reading all the text, going through the examples, excuse me, and making sure that you understand what's being presented to you is really important to get an idea of, well, to be able to succeed in the class and move forward. When you submit homework, I would prefer it if you would type it up. It doesn't have to be, there's not a lot of algebra, not a lot of like writing out a bunch of work. In fact, for your first homework assignment, your answers will be just the words like valid or invalid over and over, because we talk about Venn diagrams. But if you could type up the work and submit it online, down right below this video somewhere, there's a spot for homework. That would be ideal for me, because then it's easy for me to read and easy for me to edit and get back to you. That's why that's ideal. But if you want to handwrite it in such a way that I can read it clearly and leave me space to get it back to you, that'd be okay also. I think you'll find that doing it on the computer takes more time at first. Like the first 1 or 2 times, it might take you a very long time if you've not done it this way before. But then after that, it'll go a lot faster and actually save you time in the long run. So if I start getting assignments that are tough to read or tough for me to grade and get back to you, I'll just ask them all on computer. But for now, at the beginning, we'll give it a shot either way. If you send me a question by email, I'll try to get back to you within 24 hours. It's not a promise, but it's pretty close to a promise because I'll be very good about it, checking email all the time. When you ask math questions, it's very helpful to be as specific as you can, meaning don't just say, I don't get how to do the homework, or problem 12 is hard, or something, because I don't know what your exact issue is or concern, and I might not even know what problem 12 is. Like if I'm checking my email on my phone, I don't have the book on me, so I have to wait till I get home and look at the problem and figure it out. But if instead you can say, I'm working on this problem, and write down the actual problem, like type it out for me, and say, at this point I'm stuck, or I'm not sure where to go from here, or here's what I've done so far, those things can be really useful and make it much easier for me to give you helpful feedback in a timely fashion. Your grade in the class is based on homeworks, quizzes, a final, and a project. And we'll talk more about the project when we get there. If you've done a task stream, this is going to be a project kind of similar to the task stream form, but not actually submitted as a task stream. We just found it didn't quite fit the criteria for that. But we'll talk about that problem more project more when the time comes. The quizzes and the finals will be mostly multiple choice, maybe even entirely multiple choice, and also handled with the Beacon Learning System. I think that covers everything that I wanted to introduce myself with. Apart from homework, I would really appreciate if you'd send me an email telling me your name and who you are, meaning like, why are you taking this class, what are your goals, what do you do, what's your family, what are your interests, what do you like or not like about math, does it scare you, does it excite you, are you looking forward to it, anything you want to share, just the more I can know, the better. I'll do the same for you right now, just right up front. I've got 2 kids, a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. I teach math at Marist, like I said. I've been teaching for about 8 years now. My wife is a pharmacist, so we spend time splitting who's watching the kids at night and who's working during the day. And I really like riding my bike and playing Ultimate Frisbee. I actually coach Ultimate at Marist, and that's getting started right now also. I love mathematics for a lot of reasons, mostly because I think it trained me on how to think. Logic specifically is the chapter I'm most excited about coming up first, because it teaches your brain how to handle things in a way it hasn't before. And there's so much more to it than just getting the right answer, which is how most people view math. I think it's more about training your brain to do things in a logical fashion that you wouldn't have experience with otherwise. Well, I think that's enough for now, so thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know. I know there's a lot of information to take in this first week, especially if this is your first time doing an online class or an online class at NCU. There's just lots of things to adjust to, but that learning curve slopes off pretty quick, and you can get a feel for how things work in a hurry. So let me know if you have questions, and thanks for watching.